There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Lisa Green, and welcome to this Valley News Live weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. So today we are talking about, it's a big week. It's the holiday week. We've got Christmas coming up here this week. The countdown is on, 3 days away until we have Christmas Day that's here. And we do have some weather to talk about here as we are getting started with this holiday week. So we're going to talk about a couple of systems that have the potential to impact us today, and then again heading into the Christmas holiday itself, we're watching out for another system. And beyond that, we have New Year's in our sights too in our 11-day planner, so we'll get into details on what to expect as we look ahead to New Year's. So again, 3 days away, 3 sleeps until we see Santa bring his gifts and visit everybody. And it's looking like, you know, we've got some okay weather at least Christmas Eve and into Christmas morning. It's after that that things start to change. So let's talk about what we can expect here as we make our way in the forecast. One thing we can expect is to see the sunlight, the daylight hours continue to lengthen now because we had the winter solstice this weekend, and now we are looking at getting more and more daylight each day. So I wanted to talk about this really quick. Some good news here in the forecast is seeing more daylight. Today, sunrise was at 8:10. Tomorrow, it'll be at 8:10. We're actually going to continue to see our sunrises get a little bit later for the time being. Our latest sunrise is 8:12. But our sunsets, that's where we're gaining a lot of our time here. So sunset today will be 4:42. Yesterday it was 4:41. And overall, on the whole, our net gain for today is 3 seconds of daylight. It's not a lot, but it's a gain. We're not losing daylight now, which is great. And looking at as we look ahead into the new year and look ahead into the coming months, here's a look at what we can expect to see. So yesterday, again, we had the solstice. And then as we take a look at our sunrise and sunset times coming up, a month from yesterday, a month from the solstice, sunrise will be at 8:30, sunset will be at 5:14, so after the 5 o'clock hour in just a month. A little under a month, actually. And then heading into February, 2 months from the solstice, we'll see sunrise happening well into the 7 o'clock hour and sunset after 6 p.m. at 6:01 on February 21st. March 8th is a day to watch because it's the start of daylight saving time, start of DST, and so that means we shift to an hour earlier, and so unfortunately we lose the daylight in the morning, so we'll see sunrise at 7:53. But we do get the sunset, we shift our sunrises and our sunsets later. So then we get a later sunset, which will be at 7:23. So again, from now on, we're gaining daylight. And another view of this is just how much daylight do we gain during the month of January. Coming up here, here's a look. We gain this northern half of the valley, basically here in the northern tier of the U.S., gains an hour of daylight just in 1 month. So that'll be great. And those of us who don't will be close to it, more than 50 minutes of daylight gained as we are heading into, again, January. So that's great to see that gains coming our way, even as we've got, a lot of winter ahead of us here. Speaking of, here's a look at our road conditions. We've got some places reporting some road conditions that are not perfect. So you've got a lot of areas in green, which means normal or seasonal road conditions. Doesn't mean we're free and clear of tough weather. But we are looking at, or tough road conditions, but we are looking at better conditions across the valley compared to some of the days last week. There are some spots where we're seeing some visibility, or visibility looks good, but just the roads themselves are looking a little tough. So I'm going to pull up our, let's see here, make sure we've got it all lined up for you. Pull up our website, and we've got the Skycam network on right now. I've been keeping an eye on some of our camera views, and it's pretty quiet for a lot of us. We do have a little bit of cloud cover. This is our view in Grand Forks at UND. You can see just some kind of overcast skies right now. This is an area I'm watching for later today for the potential for some freezing drizzle or some snow coming our way for later on. And then in Fargo, it's pretty quiet here. This is our view coming up here in West Fargo at the Red River Valley Fairgrounds. You can see some breaks in the clouds, but in general, looking to be more on that cloudy side as you're stepping out the door right now. So just kind of cloudy and quiet here to kick off our morning. Or I guess it's getting on 10:30. Where morning's been going on for a while now. To head into midday, we'll say. So let's take a look. I'll go back to our weather page. And you can see that we're looking at a list here of things you can check out. And road conditions is right at the top. North Dakota, it's a combination of ice and some frost that we've been seeing on the map here. So anywhere in yellow on the North Dakota DOT map, this is where we've got patchy ice, remnants from last week's round. And then in this light blue color, that includes basically Highway 200 in North Dakota and points south for a lot of places, not everywhere, but a lot of places. We've got a bit of frost and scattered frost on the roadway, so that can lead to some slick spots. And then checking in on Minnesota, this is going to be an interesting map because it's been more active in the southern part of Minnesota. Here this morning, it's starting to look better there. But we do have a couple of areas where we have some ice on the road. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more here. Light slush on roadway reported on 210 between Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and Fergus Falls. And then moving northward, we've got some areas up toward Badette, the Red Lake area, Highway 87. If I can hover over this properly, there we go, or Highway 72 rather. Sorry, guys. Looking at reported some ice on the roadway there. So again, some pockets here and there, but it has been more active to the south. It is looking better in that area, so I'm glad to see that. So again, you can check out road conditions right through the Valley News Live weather app or on our page, just like I did there, valleynewslive.com, and head to the weather section. So again, road conditions have been, not perfect, but there are some places where we've been struggling a little bit, including west of Minneapolis, but this has improved. There was a highway that was closed there for a short while. They had no travel advised. No travel advised for the valley today this morning as well in the Watertown area. That's improved. It was some freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and some snow that moved through those areas that iced over some of the roads. And that is something we're watching out for tonight. So we're going to talk about that coming up here shortly. I do want to continue on that travel footing. So again, want to take a look at air travel. If you're flying out of Fargo at Hector Airport, we're looking at warming temperatures. We're at 25 degrees right now at the airport with, again, some overcast skies. Looking pretty good as far, last I checked, I did not see any delays. Of course, if you've got a flight, you always want to check yourself. But we are looking at some pretty good conditions at connecting airports. One that I've been keeping an eye on is Chicago. The snow and the precip from earlier this morning that was affecting Minneapolis is moving east more into the Great Lakes. But so far so good as far as reports are concerned. And boy, Orlando sounds really nice right now. 76 degrees there for those lucky ones heading in that direction today. So a wide view here on regional travel conditions. You can see that we've got some interesting things going on the radar that we're going to touch on here shortly. Looking beyond, there's that snow I was talking about. We'll take a look at your airports nearby. Again, nearby airports are doing okay. We've got two airports that are showing delays. In San Francisco, we've been getting a lot of rain on that California coastline. There's some delays there. And Miami, it's looking like we've got some major delays going on down in that direction. So if you're flying down to Florida, Orlando was looking pretty good, but Miami's got some delays going on, so I want to check on that. So here's a look at the valley. If you're hitting the road here in the valley, we're watching our next wave, our next system. It's bringing a chance for some snow along the international border. A few flakes may be possible for you there. And then you can see out west toward Dickinson. I'm keeping an eye on road conditions and the potential for some freezing rain there. And that's all moving eastward and has the potential to impact us in the valley. Earlier on, it was looking like it was going to be confined to the northern valley, but new model runs are bringing it a little farther south. Radar showing it a little farther south. So we're watching that for potential for impacts both north and south in the valley. And you can see on our radar and satellite map the potential for a few flakes in places between Langdon and Edmore there, the possibility for a few snow showers going on. And we'll expand the view again just to show you that other parts of the Midwest are looking active over by the Great Lakes if you're traveling in that direction here for today. So let's take a look at the latest conditions, latest current weather reports coming in. I'm gonna take a full screen view here of our wind. Wind speeds are looking really good, not too strong at all for us here this morning. That's great to see. And taking a peek at our temperatures, or rather our visibility reports coming in. We're down to 9 miles right now in the Cavalier and Roseau areas. That's not very low at all, but it might be a sign that we've got a few flakes going on. Again, we've been watching out for some of that on the radar. I'm just right now actually looking at a couple of DOT cameras while we're showing you our visibility. You know, there might be a couple of flakes out there, but I'm not seeing anything too concerning at the moment. Just a few areas where, you know, your visibility might be down slightly, like that 9-mile range as I'm taking a look at some of our DOT cams. But right now, it's looking pretty good still in that area. So let's move on to our temperatures now. It's been warming up in the south. We've got numbers into the 20s to even 30 in some areas already at 10:30 this morning. It's warmed up very quickly. And so we're looking at places like Fergus Falls, Alexandria at 30 degrees. Fargo is a nice 25 at the moment. And conditions are going to be cooler the farther north you go. So we're looking at single-digit temperatures up into Langdon, up to Roseau, Baudette. Even Grand Forks is at 7 degrees right now. So it is chillier there. But that warmer air is lifting in for everyone. And gradually you'll see milder temperatures there too as we head into the afternoon. It may just not be as warm as the south. Looking at the wind chills, still feeling like we're below 0 in some spots, including Grand Forks, 6 below. So dress for those kind of wind chills here as we head into midday and into the afternoon. So let's go into our hour-by-hour planner. I'm watching out for that potential again for precipitation coming in. So this is a view as we are looking. I'll just move westward here for a moment. You can see that we've got that precip that is in western North Dakota right now trying to work its way east as we head into the 2 o'clock hour this afternoon. And that's going to affect places around Devil's Lake and potentially along I-94 now too. We may see some of that hold as it moves east. So let's watch this move east over time. You can see that it is looking better chances for some freezing drizzle, some freezing rain. Northern Valley, more mix and even some snow for you with this round. And I also want to point out temperatures at 4 o'clock this afternoon. A lot of places upper 20s to some low 30s in the south. Northern Valley, more teens to some 20s, maybe a couple of us in the east getting to that 30 degree mark. And wind, at least, not a huge factor for us for today, so that's good as this is moving through. But look at all that pink on the map as we go through time from 4 to 8. We have the potential Highway 200, and even farther south now, it's looking like we have that possibility for some freezing drizzle, and then more transitioning into snow to the northwestern part of Minnesota. And temperatures, again, right around that freezing mark, so just cold enough that this could be a concern heading into this afternoon. Moving on into the 11 o'clock hour, we're watching that move east, and we'll be seeing the wind start to pick up and turn northwesterly. So looking at gusts, getting into some teens and some 20s overnight with colder air starting to funnel in behind this. So if you do have wet roads, they may freeze over pretty quickly here heading into tomorrow morning, with temperatures tomorrow morning starting off in the single digits near 0 north, more into the teens in the south. So everybody, again, below freezing. So that's one round. We're going to have colder air moving in behind it. Want you to be ready for the potential for ice. A very light layer, but even a 1/10 or 100th of an inch of ice even can cause issues on colder surfaces. So something to watch for. Again, I-94, it looks like now, and points north. So again, more places included in this possibility for the afternoon and evening hours for today. But specifically, Northern Valley has been the area of focus. As far as snow is concerned, up along the border areas where that best bet is for some accumulating snow. Could get a dusting up to maybe a couple of inches in some spots on the cooler side of the system. So that's round one. Now we're heading into the week this week and into the holidays. So for tomorrow, heading into your Tuesday, we're looking at just cooler temperatures coming our way. We'll show you that in the 11-day planner. And then into Christmas Eve, we're warming back up ahead of our next chance for precip on Christmas Day. We'll have a chance for some snow and a wintry mix, maybe again some freezing drizzle to watch out for with our temperatures once again close to that freezing/melting point with a forecast high on Christmas Day of 31 degrees. So let's take a look at beyond today and look at the holiday. So I'm going to start off on Christmas Eve just to show you if you've got some travel plans Christmas Eve leading up to the holiday, getting to your grandma's house before Santa comes on Christmas Eve night. We're looking at some conditions that are going to be pretty quiet. This is through the 10 o'clock hour. Might be a little wind picking up, but overall not too bad. Now heading into even Christmas morning, this is 6 a.m. as we're all waking up on Christmas morning. Should be fairly quiet. It's looking like right now. It's as the day goes on, again, that we'll be building in that chance for precip. So heading out to Christmas services, you're going out to a Christmas dinner somewhere for lunch hour, midday, we're looking pretty good. But if you're going to a later Christmas dinner, that's when we're going to see that potential for precip start to increase. So this is 6 p.m. You can see some pink and green showing up on the map, freezing rain or rain. And then as we make our way into the nighttime hours, it becomes more prominent and our temperatures start to dip. So we see more snow trying to mix over, especially in the northern valley. And this is 6 a.m. on Friday. So we could have some active weather, some snowy conditions in the north, and then in the south, perhaps quieting down a little bit at that point. And then this all starts to transition eastward. We're looking at temperatures into the midday on Friday into the cooler range, but also looking at that potential for some snow to move on. Doesn't mean we won't be free and clear. Could still be some flakes or even a little bit of drizzle Friday evening. So Christmas could get interesting here as we're looking out for some snow and for the potential for some freezing rain as well. So this is Christmas night snow. Again, we just went over that. A lot of areas, Highway 200 points north, but even out west toward Jamestown, the potential's there for picking up a little bit of snow and maybe some pockets that are a little bit heavier. Mostly though, just kind of in that 0 to 1 inch range for a lot of places, and then some pockets that get a little bit more than that, looks like right now. And then moving on into that threat for that wintry mix and the ice potential, this looks a little more concerning. We have more areas in coverage and also a little bit higher amounts possible with a little bit more moisture. So looking out for that as well heading into, again, Thursday. I would start keeping an eye out getting into the afternoon hours and then heading into the evening, lasting into a Friday morning before this moves on. So this will be something to watch for Christmas Day as well. So let's take a look at our extended planner. We're going to be seeing conditions that are going to be up and down a little bit, but not like last week. We're not going to suddenly have this big thaw and then get right back down to below zero temperatures and doing these wild swings with blizzard conditions. But we do have our own hazards here this week with these chances for precip. So heading into later today, we're watching out for that light freezing rain and light snow potential. Very light, but again, it could be just enough to cause slick spots. Tomorrow we cool down behind this. We'll see temperatures more into the teens. Wednesday, back up again, getting into some upper 20s for your Christmas Eve. And then as we work our way into Christmas Day, we're looking at temperatures that are going to be into the low 30s and that chance for light snow and freezing rain possible in the second half of the day, it looks like right now on Christmas. And this again could last into Friday. So if you've got travel plans during that time, please check back with us. We're going to keep you updated on that potential. And then heading into the weekend, watching Saturday, one of our long-range models brings a chance for some snow down toward Twin Cities on Saturday, and that would mean a little more wind for us here in the valley if that track happens. We'll be watching for that. Our other long-range model that we often check out is not showing much. So just kind of giving you a hint at that might be a possibility for impacts to travel. And now let's look into the holiday week next week, New Year's week. And you can see that temperatures are going to remain pretty mild here heading into New Year's Eve. Not bad at all, looking at a high of about 28 degrees. And, no real concerning systems right now. No systems that stand out as like, okay, we need to watch that one. That doesn't mean we won't see that potential for, a quick shot of snow with a little bit of wind. But right now, I don't see any major systems shutting things down into New Year's week. But we'll be watching that closely, of course, heading into the holiday and into the first day of the new year. 2026 is now showing up in our 11-day forecast here for us now. So again, keeping an eye out for a couple of systems this week. One today with that possibility for some isolated or scattered areas of freezing drizzle and snow. And then again on Christmas Day, more into the second part of the day. We'll bring this up full screen for you while I check to see if we got any good questions here to answer. Just some folks being friendly here. Nothing, no major questions coming in for us here this morning. I'm just going to check one more outlet to see if I'm getting any questions there. And no, everybody must be in holiday and vacation mode. Hopefully you're already at your destination and where you need to be. And you are all set to go as we head into the Christmas holiday. But if not, if you still have places you need to drive and head off to, we're here for you, keeping you up to date throughout Christmas week. We'll have another update coming up here at noon in a little over an hour. I'll be on bringing you an forecast update on Valley News Live. And a little bit later this afternoon, we'll get an update on Valley News Now again here on conditions with some new model updates. We'll be able to update that forecast for you as we're looking ahead to our rain and snow chances tonight, and then again heading into the Christmas holiday as well. In the meantime, have a great Monday, have a great holiday week, and safe travels if you are traveling to certain destinations. Want to make sure that you're keeping up to date on the latest on what the roads are looking like. You can always do that right on our Valley News Live weather app and on valleynewslive.com, as we just checked out a few minutes ago. So again, safe travels, happy holidays, and I'll be back here again tomorrow to keep you up to date. In the meantime, you can watch us on TV and online throughout the course of this week as we have these systems move through. Have a great Monday.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.